This was just a random idea I came up with concerning Patricia Briggs because she's announced her new book coming out, which we're all looking forward to. And I've been going over all my old books recently, rereading a lot of them, and watching a lot of fantasy-based series. And the great thing is, a lot of authors respond to you, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or anything. Like, I like the fact that Sebastian de Castell will take time out of his day to respond to a tweet on Twitter about what's happening in his latest book coming out. But the thing is, the fact with authors, you got fans all over the world. I'm in Australia. And yes, I've got to say that I've been able to meet Patty, which I had to travel down to Melbourne from Sydney to meet her. It was a real honour to meet her. But yeah, we all of us around the world, we do get jealous because it's like we're only going to get to meet these authors maybe once in our lives, and we have to make that the question Q&A thing really work. Whereas like most of them, if they're in Canada or America, they're going to do tours of cons and do Q&A and panels all the time, and feel a bit left out. And then, in this age of social media, I thought, what would be a cool thing is if people around the world that are fans of the authors made small videos like this, where, we could ask a question in the video, and then the author from their own house, if they got time or something, even if they're at a con, they can be like, oh, these are questions we've got from fans all over the world. And you could answer it in some way. You could do it like an author from home answering questions, author at a con answering questions from people all around the world. And I was just like, what I was thinking is like, what can you really ask Patricia Briggs without getting like really too much spoiled? And I was kind of like just clicking off everything in the Mercy Thompson world that we've seen. We explored the Native American side with River Marked. We went into all of the Native American spirits, how they reincarnate and stuff. We've gone into the vampire world with what's local in the Tri-Cities, all the way to the European vampires. We've even gone into the werewolf world. But the one world, and I think we're going to get to see it in the next book coming out, is the Fae. We rarely touch on the Fae world, despite the fact that they're an enormous powerhouse, and their world could really be so vast. And the only reason I bring this up is because I'm rereading the manga of Ancient Magus Bride, and one of the most interesting kind of like side characters, secondary characters you meet in Ancient Magus Bride is Titania, the queen of the fairies from Irish folklore. And the more and more books I look at, it's like always when it comes to the fate, like Patricia Briggs's world is unique in the sense that they have the Grey Lords and the Grey Lords council over the Fae. And I'm like, I've never really seen that in a fantasy series, because usually we get you got the light court and the dark court of the Fae, and then you got all maybe lower class type Fae as well that fit under each side. So you get the royalties. Then you got all the different nationalities. Like Titania falls under Irish mythology, so there'll be Irish Fae, there'll be Norse Fae, there'll be all the different based on humanity's perception. And I think we all love Z, God bless Z, and my favorite Fae that we've met so far, I have trouble pronouncing his name, Beauclair. I call him Stormy Badass because he got on top of a roof of a building and created a friggin'. He could have essentially created a friggin' tsunami in the Tri-Cities if he wanted to. I want to see more stuff like that. I want to see the Grey Lords actually start throwing their power around, type of that. But my overall question that I'm only making this short video for is, are we going to explore more For Titania, what do they call it? Tiranog. Tiranog is the Irish otherworld. Are we gonna start to see more and more of the Fey otherworld in possibly the book that's coming out, or possibly future books? Are we gonna, because we've started to see the option that Mercy could be aging slower as well, due to her heritage with Coyote. So she's not going to die too fast unless she puts herself in danger. And then we know that traveling within the realm of the Fae has like, it usually in most fantasy has like a time skip type thing. The timelines don't match up. So I was like, yeah, are we going to see more powerhouses or some form of political structure to the Fae in the future Patricia Briggs books? That's my question. I would just be on it even if Patricia even sees this, because most of the time we're talking to Anne, the trusty assistant, and Anne's injured right now. Hope she makes full recovery as soon as possible. If anything, also congratulations with the birth of the new Arabian horses this year. Um, yeah, but if you ever consider doing a Q&A, even from your house, where you're just answering questions from fans all over the world, that's my one. I would be fascinated if we did see someone like Titania, because in Ancient Magus Bride, Titania is reborn with the seasons. Every season that it changes, by the time it goes from spring to winter, she ages from a young child to a full-grown adult, and then dies and is reborn with the coming spring. And I found that very fascinating for a timeless being to be constantly reborn and dying with each season. And I thought it was like, with the Fae, the only thing that can really be expanded on in the Mercy Thompson series, that's my question. Are we going to see more of the Fae and their political structure coming up? Besides that, I I don't know. I just found out that there's another Karen Chance Dory Basilbar book that I have to go buy. I wasn't aware that there was a fourth book this whole freaking time. um, I look forward to the next book, and I hope that you see this video. Thank you.